Alice, good morning. Nice to see you.
You too, Kate.
All right, so why did you guys want to do this poll in the first place?
Well, a year ago, Elle magazine did a story about a guy who was fired from a high-profile investment bank for dating a coworker. And when we looked into it, we found that while a lot of companies have sexual harassment policies, almost none of them have dating policies. So we wanted to take a closer look at the sexual climate in the office.
Well, what is the Erin Brockovich factor?
Well, as you know, Erin Brockovich failed to win the respect of her peers in the law because she dressed so provocatively. So we wanted to look at how the way a woman dresses affects her professionalism. And when we asked respondents what they felt was too sexy to wear in the office, we heard see-through blouses, spaghetti straps, mini skirts, heels over 3 inches. But what was interesting is that women were often twice as likely to think that these were inappropriate things to wear to the office, and men were sort of more like, bring it on.
So I guess the more casual work environment, coupled with the fact that people are spending very long hours at the office, that makes sexual relationships much more likely now in a business setting.
Absolutely.
In fact, 41% of the people responded said they did have sex at work, and 62%, I was shocked by this, say they have had at least one office affair. Now that's
right.
Married and unmarried, right?
Well, I think we're seeing the end of a taboo, that office romance is becoming the norm rather than the exception. And if you think about it, it's logical. I mean, where else are you going to meet people? We work long hours, we travel together. And in fact, I think the office can make a very good testing ground for a relationship because you get to see how somebody responds to stress, to other people. You get to know their foibles, their quirks. So in fact, it can actually be a good place to meet people and get to know them.
They're all different kinds of office relationships, obviously.
Yes,
and I have to say, some of the respondents grossed me out. Okay, here we go. As the CFO of a mid-sized company, I've had several extramarital affairs at work and never had any repercussions. I'm currently having an affair with a pregnant assistant and no one knows. Promiscuous sex in the workplace is the most exciting activity I've ever engaged in. It can be a powerful morale booster. This is from a male, 36 years old, in high tech. Another respondent writes, I'm married with 2 children and my coworker was also married. What started as a flirtatious relationship turned into a torrid love affair, and as a result I led 2 lives. My relationship with my wife was stale and the sexy coworker spiced things up. It lasted until I found out that she was also having an affair with my boss. This is a male who's 34 years old in retail. So is there any concern about the ramifications of these kinds of relationships?
Well,
I mean, first of all, it sounds nutty at this one office. She's having an affair with him. She's having an affair with his boss. What the heck is going on here?
We did get our fair share of pigs, and I think people who just wanted to brag about their experiences, we asked people to write into Elle.com to tell us their experiences. But we did find that 54% of married people like to flirt at the office, and that number diminished when they felt that their pursuer really meant business. So when it's just sort of playful fun, I think a lot of people, you know, we're married but we're not dead, and people like to have their sexuality affirmed outside of their marriage. But it is true that innocent fun can turn into a nasty entanglement, and 1 out of 10 respondents said that they got divorced or separated as a result of their affair.
But the majority, I thought, was interesting that you pointed out earlier to me, is that most people didn't think it had a negative impact on their lives or on their career.
Right. More than half said that it had no negative repercussions. They didn't feel depressed or distracted at work. 1 out of 10 left their job or asked for a transfer. Again, 1 out of 10 saw a relationship break up. But on the whole, people really are able to handle their affairs pretty well,
in a non-disruptive way.
Yeah, and I think given the potential benefit, it seems like at least for single people, it's worth the risk.
Well, that's a big difference, right? The single versus the married people. One of the questions in the survey was, quote, women who are promoted quickly are the subject of gossip that they slept their way to the top. True or false? And 41% of those asked responded this was true. So does that mean that there's still a double standard for women and men who may engage in this kind of activity in the workplace?
I'm afraid so. That was a stereotype that we hoped had bitten the dust, but clearly it's still out there. And amazingly, just as many women as men believe that gossip to be true.
So what do you conclude from this whole survey? That nothing should be done, or that it's going on a lot and people are managing it?
Well, it seems that the workplace is the #1 place to to find dates and mates. And it's only going to continue to grow as the corporate trends towards informality and after-hour socializing continues. But I do think it's up to corporate America to manage the situation. They can't ignore it and they can't restrict it, but they should institute we think, a kiss and tell policy where a supervisor who starts to date a supervisee needs to come clean to human resources, so it's a safer situation for everybody.
I was going to say, otherwise there might be trouble ahead. And meanwhile, I hope the guy who's having an affair with the pregnant assistant gets fired. Alex Postman of Elle Magazine, thank you very much for coming in. If you'd like to read more about the survey, you can log on to our website at today.msnbc.com. We'll be back with more of Today right after this. Maybe she should get fired too.
When Brian and Amy decided to sell their home, someone was there to make sure that things went smoothly. Someone was there to help them see it through a buyer's eyes. Someone was there to help price it, show it, close it. And when Brian and Amy found the house they wanted to buy, someone else helped them get through that process just as smoothly. Work with someone who worked with you. We're realtors. Real estate is our life.
113 pounds ago, I wore cut-off jeans and a t-shirt into the pool. Now I do wear bathing suits, I go swimming, and I have a great time.
Before, when I was a size 24, I never would put a swimsuit on. I am ecstatic with the way I look right now.
I had a body underneath those 51 pounds, and now I just feel wonderful.
I love my life. This is the best program ever.
LA Weight Loss Centers. Call for your free consultation. 1-800-807-TRIM.
Is your kid being a kid? Call Stanley Steamer.
1-800-STEAMER. Tough on dirt, gentle on carpet.
Face it, at Best Western, kids are simply priceless. Which is why kids stay free at over 4,000 Best Westerns worldwide. Best Western, the world's largest hotel chain. Call 1-800-WESTERN or visit bestwestern.com.
How do I care for my skin? With an oatmeal treatment. How do I really care for my skin?
Olay Daily Facials. Serious skincare in one step.
Sometimes I get a mud pack too.
Olay Daily Facials.
This is a great house.
Yeah? Excuse me. You should see the bathroom.
Every day, San Francisco wakes up to billions of allergens. Introducing Clarinex. Clarinex provides receptor protection to help block histamine. Get 24-hour non-drowsy relief for any allergy, anywhere, anytime. Side effects are similar to sugar pill, including sore throat, dry mouth, and fatigue. Wherever you are, whatever your allergy, talk to your doctor about new Clarinex.
Matt, I understand we're going to focus on geographic beauty in our next half hour.
Exactly. We'll take you to the Amazon basin with its huge river, its rainforest, and native culture. It is a beautiful spot. Speaking of beauty, take a look at Iguazu Falls down along the border of Brazil and Argentina. They stretch for 2.5 miles, fall 269 feet. Iguazu is an Indian word meaning great water, and you understand how they got that name. We're going to show you much more from Brazil after these messages and a look at your local news.
Hey, Mom, can I have a napkin?
David, these are new Brawny napkins. You just need a regular napkin. Now, a mess like that needs a Brawny napkin.
You think that needs a Brawny napkin? Now this needs a Brawny napkin.
New Brawny napkins use tight weave construction to pack fibers extra tight for the softness you like and the strength for any mess.
Think that needs a Brawny napkin?
Introducing new Brawny napkins, softer and stronger than the leading everyday napkin.
Whoa, we're almost there. Don't peek. I know that smell.
Don't breathe. 1, 2,
3.
Surprise! It's the Pier 1 outdoor sale. Hurry in.
When she hears there's a sale, she'll get excited.
Osteoporosis causes bones to become brittle and break. That's why you need Citracal, the calcium supplement that's easily absorbed. And Citracal is clinically proven to help stop bone loss. So take action. Take Citracal.
It was my grandson's birthday. He just turned 3. We're going to move him out of his crib and buy him a big boy bed. I was on chemo then, and I was exhausted.
Grandpa.
I said to the doctor, I need help. I'm on a mission.
If you're a chemotherapy patient and feel tired and weak, you may be anemic. Ask your doctor about Procrit. Procrit is a natural way to regain red blood cells lost during chemotherapy. And more red blood cells can mean more strength.
Oh, this is a great one. This is a good one.
Procrit is proven and safe. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo. Procrit is for patients with non-myeloid cancers.
How do you like it up here now?
Good.
Call now and learn how Procrit can help you get back the strength you need.
See? What'd I tell you?
Your strength for living.
He takes a lot of energy, but I never get tired of him.
This is a News 4 Today news break.
71 degrees our temperature here in the nation's capital right now. Mild but humid out there this morning. Later today we could get some severe weather. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Good morning, everyone. I'm Barbara Harrison. It's Monday, May 13th, 2002. In the news, a Prince George's County family is recovering after 2 fires over the course of 2 days disrupted their lives. Sade Fashola and her family were among 150 guests who had to leave the Red Roof Inn in Lanham after a fire broke out yesterday morning. Fashola and her family were staying at the motel because their townhome in Landover had been damaged by a fire the day before. Most of what they were able to save from their home was destroyed in the motel fire. The trucking industry plans to ask its drivers to help out in the war on terrorism. Truckers will be trained to spot suspicious activities that could indicate a potential terrorist attack. You're seeing a live picture from Chopper 4 of the truck stop on I-95 south of Columbia, Maryland at Route 216. Truckers traveling this route and others all across the nation would get a toll-free telephone number so they could report any suspicious activity. And there is a vigil planned for tonight at the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial as events marking Police Week continue around Washington. We're coming back with our forecast for you. We'll look at traffic too. Stay with us.
This News 4 Today news break sponsored by Strayer University. We fit your life.
Early Saturday morning, before the kids get up, it's just me, my laptop, and Strayer.
Sue Morgan, advancing her career at Strayer University, completely online.
I take all my classes online from home. I'm not saying it's easy, but by this time next year, I'll have my master's degree in business administration. And I don't have to spend time away from my family to do it.
Strayer University. We fit your life.
Looking for a new car or truck? Tired of thumbing through ads to find what you want, only to discover the ad was misleading? Visit fitzmall.com. It's an entirely new way to find and buy the newer used car or truck you want. It's quick, it's easy, it's on the web. Just click on the brand logo to get the guaranteed lowest price on your brand. All the prices are delivered prices. There's no fine print, and you won't pay a penny more because it's the guaranteed lowest price. We'll even show you how we do it at fitzmall.com and Fitzgerald Auto Malls. The guaranteed lowest price.
A humid 73 degrees here at NBC4 with a mostly cloudy sky this morning and a light southerly breeze. The winds will pick up as the day progresses. We have a flood watch in effect for the district, Fairfax, Montgomery, Loudoun County, points north, Panhandle of West Virginia, western Maryland, southern Pennsylvania. Because of the potential for heavy rains later on this afternoon, we could get some severe weather between 2 and 8 p.m. with maybe strong, gusty, damaging winds and hail as well. Then cooler tomorrow. Let's check on the traffic. How's it going, Jerry?
Well, Tom, it has been a busy morning. Good morning, everyone. Let's head outdoors. Inbound along 66. We were pretty well backed up. Had an accident earlier on the D.C. end of the Roosevelt Bridge. And over the American Legion Bridge, big-time delays, particularly on the outer loop. The good news is all lanes are open, headed across the bridge into Virginia. Back to you.
All right, thank you. Coming up on News 410 this morning, a live report on a major new project to help commuters headed into the district every day. But we'll be back in 25 minutes with another update, and see you then.
Okay, so we got the outlet covers.
And the corner guards.
Okay, what about the gate to block out the stairs?
We got the gate.
And the cabinet locks?
Yep. Cabinet locks.
What about the crib bumper?
We have the crib bumper.
Okay, then I'll pick up the nanny cam on the way home. Yeah.
The baby!
The baby!
If everything was as safe as an M-Class, you'd have a lot less to worry about. Security, unlike any other.
We're back at 8 o'clock on this Monday morning, the 13th day of May, and we've got a nice crowd outside our window here in Midtown Manhattan on a drizzly spring morning. We appreciate their coming out this morning, especially given the weather. And Al will be heading out there momentarily to keep them company. Meanwhile, inside Studio 1A, I'm Katie Couric, feeling a little lonely this morning because Matt took off on his globe-trotting adventure. We've already found out where in the world Matt is this morning. He's in Rio. Hi, Matt.
Hello, Katie. I'm so sorry to hear it's miserable weather there in New York.
Yeah.
It's about 90 degrees and not a cloud in the sky here. Slight breeze coming off the southern Atlantic Ocean. It's terrible here as well.
Wah, wah, wah. Anyway, Matt.
Hey, I understand you have some email questions for me.
We do, Matt. A lot of people wanted to know more about the Christ the Redeemer statue. In fact, Rick Reed from Heartland, Vermont asked, how did the granite statue get on that mountaintop? Or was it chiseled in place, and when was it built?
Well, Rick, that's a very good question. It was actually built in 1931 in France. The sculptor was Paul Landowski. It was carved out of granite there. It took 5 years to complete, and then they disassembled it, put it into pieces, shipped those pieces here to Rio de Janeiro, and the pieces were then taken to the top of the mountain by the Corcovado Railroad, where it was reassembled. And of course, its arms are stretching out wide to embrace the world. It really is, Katie, I have to say, flying around it in the helicopter yesterday morning, it is a pretty amazing sight.
Yeah, it looks that way, Matt. Also, we asked viewers to guess where you would be today, and Ida Cassio from McLean, Virginia managed to get the right answer, although with that lame clue, Matt, I have no idea how she was able to do it. Anyway, here's Ida with a question of her own. Hi, Ida, how are you?
Good morning, Katie.
Hi, Ida.
Hello.
Good morning, Ida. Go ahead. What's your first of all, how did you guess where I would be based on that clue?
Well, first I went on the biblical thing, Abel, Cain, but then I said, no, that was just a play on words. So I just came to me. The movie, Michael Caine, Cain was able to blame it on Rio, why not you? So that's how I am.
You're the woman. You're the woman. All right, what's your question, Ida?
The question is, do you know where the name Brazil come from?
Actually, I do, Ida, strangely. Brazil is actually named after a tree. It's the only country in the world that is named after a tree. Of course, the Brazil tree. It wasn't the other way around. I hope that makes it worthwhile for you getting up so early in the morning, Ida. It's not an exotic answer, but it's the truth.
I know that, Mark. Thank you very much. Have a safe trip.
Ida, thank you very much for your guests. It was fun having you on the show.
Safe trip.
Thank you. All right, Katie, coming up in this half hour, we're going to take you to the Amazon region here in Brazil. It's home to 20% of the world's bird and plant species, 2,000 to 3,000 species of fish, and, by the way, 20% of the Earth's fresh water. And if you lined up a lot of bathtubs at the end of the Amazon, you could fill up 1 million of them in less than a minute. That's how much water flows through the Amazon. Katie, we'll take you on a tour in just a couple of minutes.
Matt, you are just full of fun facts to know and tell. Where do you get this stuff?
Thank you very much. I'm great at cocktail parties.
You really are. Meanwhile, Matt, here in New York, we're going to kick off a week-long look at money and women. It's advice that really anyone can benefit from. This morning, women's changing attitudes towards their money. And a little bit later on, actress Reese Witherspoon will be here. Of course, she's the star of Legally Blonde. She's got a new movie out, The Importance of Being Earnest. But first, let's get the top stories of the morning from Ann over at the news desk. Ann, good morning again.
Good morning again to you, Katie, and all of you this morning. In the news this morning, former President Jimmy Carter is in Cuba, the first sitting or former U.S. president to go there since Fidel Castro took power more than 40 years ago. Carter went to speak on human rights, but now Castro is offering him a chance to inspect for biological weapons. NBC's chief foreign affairs correspondent Andrea Mitchell is in Havana this morning with more on this story. Andrea, good morning.
Good morning, Em. Well, today, Jimmy Carter will test that promise from Fidel Castro that he can see anything he wants to on this island, including, as you say, the Bush administration's charge that biomedical plants here are producing germ weapons, including anthrax.
Jimmy Carter and Fidel Castro talked over a long dinner last night. The two men have very different agendas. It is already unprecedented. The world's longest surviving communist leader standing at attention next to a former U.S. president listening to the Star-Spangled Banner. What does Castro want? Carter's help in ending the U.S. trade embargo. But Carter, speaking in Spanish at his arrival ceremony, wants to focus on the demands of Cuba's dissidents.
Estos son paz, derechos humanos.
These are peace, human rights, democracy, and the alleviation of suffering.
Castro promised no interference.
Tendrá acceso libre. We shall not take offense for any contact that you wish to make, even with those who do not share our endeavors.
But will Carter, who saw the tourist sites on his first day in Havana, actually get to see ordinary people? Do you think you're going to get the access that President Castro has promised you? He says he hopes so.
Carter is not promising any breakthroughs this week, but Cuban dissidents are certainly hoping that they will find in him a powerful ally, a man known, of course, around the world as a champion of human rights. And
NBC's Andrea Mitchell. Andrea, thank you for your report. Today, Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat reacted angrily to a vote taken during the night by Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon's political party. Despite Sharon's objections, the party passed a resolution saying a Palestinian state should never be created. The resolution was supported by Sharon's political rival, former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Meantime, Yasser Arafat toured the West Bank today, the first time he's left Ramallah in 6 months. President Bush signed a big farm subsidy bill this morning. The $190 billion bill raises price guarantees for a variety of crops. Many of the president's fellow Republicans say it is too expensive. And Spider-Man is spinning more records at the box office. Over the weekend, the film took in over $72 million, making it the fastest movie ever to pass the $200 million mark. Unfaithful was second. The New Guy was third. It is now 8:07 and time for today's weather and Dow.
Today's weather is brought to you by New Fruit and Oatmeal Bites. Little just got a little better.
And good morning, everybody. Well, you're engaged. Oh my gosh!
Finally!
When did you get engaged?
We got engaged Saturday night on top of the Empire State.
Oh, that's great. Show us the rock. Show. Oh, we got the big. Oh, all right. Let's check your weather. Congratulations. And we'll show you for today. We've got a sizzling southwest, 104 in Death Valley, 99 in Phoenix. That little cactus is sweating. Rest of the country, as far as our afternoon highs are concerned, going to be cool here in the northeast, northern New England, only in the 40s and 50s, 80s and 90s through the southeast on into Florida, and we've got some cool weather in the Pacific Northwest. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Well, we've got some steamy humidity around this morning. Temperatures are right near 70 degrees. Radar picking up some light rain showers in the Panhandle of West Virginia, western Maryland, and up in southern Pennsylvania. But later on today, between 2 and 8 p.m., there is the threat for some severe thunderstorms. They could contain heavy rain as well as hail, perhaps, and damaging winds. And we'll keep you fully informed. Highs may reach near 80. It should be mostly cloudy throughout the day. There is a flood watch in effect as well for the district, Fairfax and Montgomery counties to points north and west. Windy and cooler tomorrow.
And what are you ladies doing here today?
Today is a World Falun Dafa Day. We are here to say happy birthday, Master Lee.
All right, well, there you go. To Christopher Lee, actually. Anyway, let's go back inside to Katie.
Okay, thanks, Al. Up next, Matt's whirlwind tour has taken him to Brazil, so he's going to show us around the Amazon right after this.
Can I have a bite? Come on, one bite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a bite.
Thanks.
Next time they ask for a bite, give them one. New Quaker Fruit and Oatmeal Bites. Tasty little share 'em if you want to versions of our cereal bars. New Quaker Fruit and Oatmeal Bites. Little just got a little better.
Use an ordinary pain rub on your arthritis and everyone knows it.
Use odor-free Aspercreme instead and get clinically proven fast-acting pain relief nobody knows about but you. Aspirin-free Aspercreme. Fast relief no one knows about but you.
Do your eyes itch? Or water? Are they red or swollen? You've got allergy eyes. Eyes that may need a prescription medicine. Patanol. Patanol gives you fast, effective relief from all your eye allergy symptoms. Just 1 drop twice a day. There's a low incidence of headache, burning, or stinging. Wait 10 minutes before putting in your contacts. So what are you waiting for? Ask your doctor about Patanol. Relief is in sight.
These are 25-inch televisions. One from an expensive luxury hotel, the other from a Howard Johnson hotel next door. Both receive a variety of entertaining programs. However, one of these televisions will cost much more to watch. Same television, different price. Fascinating. Right now at Howard Johnson, save at least 30% coast to coast with our Spirit America rates. Call 1-800-I-GO-HOJO or visit howardjohnson.com.
Introducing new McCormick Grill Mates grilling sauces. Just grill, brush, and let the feast begin.
Do you have to play that every time?
Grill Mates grilling sauces. It's new from McCormick, the taste you trust.
$9,995 for the special edition Saturn SL?
That's right.
With AC?
Yep.
It's incredible. Is there anything else I should know?
You're like an inch away from my face, and it is really freaking me out.
How's that?
That is much, much better.
The Saturn Spring Sales Event, while supplies last.
Taste the best the world has to offer. New Fancy Feast grilled tuna and grilled salmon. Tender tuna or salmon, perfectly grilled, then delicately basted in a savory broth. Fancy Feast from Friskies. Good taste is easy to recognize.
On May 31st, from Tom Clancy.
3 Russian nuclear scientists are missing.
There are 27,000 nuclear weapons.
A neo-fascist bought an A-bomb on the black market.
One
The bomb is in play!
is missing.
They think it might be the Russians. What's the Russians?
Ben Affleck, Morgan Freeman.
You gotta get me through to the president.
Put it in your report.
If you shut me out, 25 million will be dead.
Cut him off. The Sum of All Fears, directed by Phil Robinson. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 31st.
Where in the world is Matt Lauer?
Where in the World is Matt Lauer is brought to you by America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. There's never been a better time to get online.
And welcome back to Copacabana Beach here in Rio de Janeiro. As you can see, we've drawn a crowd of Americans, some still living in the States, others transplanted here to Brazil. When people from the States and all around the world come to Rio, most come for Carnival, or they come to find the girl from Ipanema, or to sample a couple of caipirinhas. But people also come for the Amazon River. It's a vast section of the country of Brazil that holds great beauty and mystery. We sent our intrepid reporter Kerry Sanders deep into the Amazon basin to tell us more.
A vast jungle that's home to wildlife and plants still to be discovered. Monkeys of all shapes and sizes here. Birds boasting with color. Magical pink dolphin, playful when a group of children feed them pieces of cut bait. And of course, there are the Brazilians who call these riverbanks home. The Amazon. Here in Brazil, this unique rainforest is larger than New York, California, Utah, and Tennessee combined. Our journey this morning takes us far from the cities. Here, an estimated 125,000, including native Indians, live in the largest freshwater archipelago in the world. Guiding us through this untamed region, Luis Magalhães.
What's that? Wild chicken.
There are 2 major rivers in the rainforest here, the Amazon and the Rio Negro. The meeting of the rivers unique because of the different pH levels in the water. The rivers collide the way a child might color with crayons, red on one side, black on the other. At this time of year, the water levels rise 30 feet, not high enough to hide our first surprise. In the jungle, a white sand beach, Praia Grande. Here, 16 men join as a team, fishing 4 months of the year. The elder fisherman sits atop a tower.
Do you actually see the fish?
He knows the fish are there because he can see the surface begin to vibrate. Hours of boredom, now punctuated by excitement. There is no room for competition amongst men. It's a theme we saw emerge throughout the rainforest. People working together for survival. These fishermen here share the work, the catch, and the money they will earn selling the fish downriver. This is a good day, they say. Each man netting about $4 for 12 hours work.
It's a poisoned fish.
Caught this day, a fish unlike any you have ever seen.
If you scratch your hand over here, you're gonna have like at least 24 hours with a very high fever and diarrhea.
Locals call it kuyu kuyu. Plated with armor, this prehistoric catfish is not to be played with. Upriver, boat builders busy constructing a new fishing vessel. It will take 15 months to complete. Otaviano Oliveira says his oldest son disappears into the rainforest for a week to find just the right Itauba tree. The best boat building lumber from 100-year-old trees.
Would he like his son to follow in his footsteps building boats?
O senhor gostaria que o seu filho desse continuidade ao tipo de serviço que o senhor faz?
Eu não gostaria pelo seguinte.
He says, no, I don't want my son to build boats because this is a sad job. I recognize every tree I need is destroying our rainforest. American tourists who travel here say after they see the plants and the unique pink dolphins, they can't help but notice what the residents here have that we do not.
They have a simplicity about their lives which is so beautiful, and I think that we complicate our lives with so much.
Simplicity, like Alejandro shimmying up an acai tree. The Rivera family believes what the Yanomami Indians discovered 250 years ago. The nuts hold unique powers, stripped from the limbs, mixed with boiling water, then mashed. A little help, always welcome.
Today's show does a cooking segment.
In the rainforest, the acai drink is believed to help women after birth and to give anyone who drinks it a burst of energy.
Tá bom de açúcar?
Yeah, tá bom. Tá bom. It's good.
Sebastian Rivera then told me one other thing about this drink. It's Amazon rainforest Viagra.
A natural Viagra.
A natural Viagra.
In keeping with the spirit of the people here, Sebastian would not let me leave empty-handed. The Amazon rainforest, sometimes called the lungs of the planet, unlike any other place on Earth. For today, Kerry Sanders, NBC News, in the Amazon rainforest.
You know, just a second ago we thought, well, Kerry has all the wildlife in the Amazon. Wait a second, we looked out in the water, we thought we've got a school of dolphins going by, so we have a shot of them right now. Turns out, those are people out there doing the backstroke, some kind of major swimming club off Copacabana Beach. We're back with much more from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, after these messages. Stay with us.
My whole family's on America Online. I write my mom a lot. She has AOL.
I get to share pictures with my sisters.
My brothers are on my buddy list. It's like a community.
I keep in touch with my grandparents.
Keeps us connected. It's the best thing we ever did.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
Escape from dry, heat-damaged hair when you discover heat-activated Thermasilk conditioner. Thermasilk's moisturizers work with your hair dryer to help lock in moisture for softer, silkier hair. Thermasilk. Turn your hair into silk.
To celebrate Pearl Vision's 40th anniversary, we're taking 40% off every frame, so you can take home a whole new you. During our 40th anniversary sale, come as you are, leave as you want to be.
Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
I've always had the will to win. It's what drives me to do more. And when it comes to your health, you can do more. A medicine called Altase can help. I take it for high blood pressure, but it may also help you in a different, important way. If you're 55 or older and have had a heart attack or stroke or have diabetes, plus another risk factor, you can do more.
When added to existing medications, Altace was clinically proven to further reduce the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cardiovascular death. Prescription Altace is not for everyone. Altace may cause swelling of the mouth, tongue, or throat, which could cause extremely serious risk and requires immediate medical care. Common side effects include persistent dry cough, dizziness, and lightheadedness due to low blood pressure. Do not take Altace during pregnancy, as death or injury to your unborn child may result, or if you've experienced serious side effects related to previous ACE inhibitors.
You can do more. Go ahead. Ask your doctor about Altace.
Oh, hi, Sarah. Wow, where'd you get that salad? Wendy's. Where? Wendy's. Oh, so you're not going to tell me? I'm serious. All right, now they have salads with mandarin oranges and sliced almonds. And crispy noodles and Oriental sesame dressing.
People just can't believe our 4 new salads, like our delicious new mandarin chicken or our chicken BLT with real hickory smoked bacon and honey mustard dressing.
Fine. Keep your little secret. Must be a power thing.
4 new garden sensations. We've raised the bar on salads. And remember, Wendy's pickup window is open late.
Today's Money for Women is brought to you by Wendy's, where you'll get a great return when you try one of our 4 delicious new Garden Sensations salads. Wendy's, we've raised the bar on salads.
And this morning we begin a week-long series we're calling Today's Money for Women. All week we'll be looking at women's financial independence, how it's changed over the years, and we'll have help on how to make the big decisions on pricey purchases and important investments. Money Magazine's Jean Chatzky will be here every day. I can't talk, Jean. Today she begins with a look at how women's relationships with money have changed in recent years. Hi, Jean. How are you? Nice to see you. So you talk about a personal finance revolution. What exactly does that mean?
It means that over the last decade, we have really started taking responsibility for our money, in part because we've had to, because 401ks took over for pensions, and we are now responsible for our money and our retirement.
And it's about time. And 10 years ago, I know you did a survey of women and money, and the results were pretty discouraging at the time.
That's right. 10 years ago, we teamed up with Oppenheimer Funds, and we looked at how women were handling their money. And in fact, many of us were not handling it at all. And when we were taking responsibility for our money, it was in sort of a budgetary planning capacity, not in an investing capacity.
When you asked the questions, though, today, you really got some different answers. Let's go through some of them, Jean. One of the questions was, do you feel more or less knowledgeable about investing than 5 years ago? And the women said they felt more knowledgeable.
As did the men, absolutely. Almost more than 3/4 of women and men are saying that they feel better equipped to handle their finances these days, which is terrific news.
Definitely, and that's very promising, as well as the results of the next question, which is, do you participate in buying stocks, bonds, and mutual funds for your family? In 1992, only 53 of them did. And it's slightly higher. Wouldn't you like to see that a little higher?
I would like to see, I was shooting for 80%, but in fact, this is a positive trend. We like to see the numbers heading steadily upward, and in fact, they are in this case.
The next question was really about attitudes. The next 3 question. Do you enjoy investing? Women said, 52% said yes, versus 65% no, and then 42% no for women, 32% for men.
Right. What we discovered when talking to women is that they approach their finances as a goal. They get involved with their money when they have a life-changing event like a divorce or a death of a spouse or a child headed off to college. And for them, it's much more about meeting the end game, about getting to where they want to be, having enough money at the end of the road. With men, it's a little bit more of a game, and they enjoy it more for that reason.
But also, do you think women responded that way because this is seen as another task on top of everything else they have to do, since they still do the lion's share of the child rearing and the chores and all that this is very time consuming?
Absolutely, and women still do the budgeting and the bill paying much more than men do, so it's another layer of responsibility for them.
Let's go to the next question. Have you ever bought stock on a tip from a friend, relative, or co-worker? Women said 34%, men 51%.
Right. Men, again, approach it more as a game. Somebody gives them a hot tip at the office, they're more likely to take it. Women are more likely to go back, do their homework, and decide whether or not this is actually a smart thing to do.
In fact, this next question might bear that out. Within the past 3 years, did you purchase a high-tech or internet stock that lost half or more of its value by the time you sold it.
Right, men 29%, women only 20%. And again, women were derided during much of the bull market for being risk averse. Today we're saying they are sensible, and in fact they've been sensible
Yeah, now
all
they're
along.
brilliant. Before they were wimpy, right?
Exactly.
All right, despite the progress they've made, the question, I guess, is the financial service industry serving women well? And the question was, do you believe women are treated with as much respect by stockbrokers and financial advisors as men are? And the answer was, by women, yes.
Only 27% of women said they thought women were treated with as much respect, and only 31% of men. And I went out and interviewed a group of women in Cincinnati, and I asked them, how do they feel that financial advisors and brokers treat them? And they said, in chorus, stupid.
Well, isn't that terrible? Don't they have to wake up and smell the Java? Because obviously women have a lot of money, and it would behoove them to pay a little more attention and to treat them with respect, right?
Absolutely, and I was surprised at this answer because you're hard-pressed these days to find a financial institution that doesn't have a special effort reaching out to women. But I think particularly with older advisors and older brokers, women still don't feel like they're treated well.
All right, if you have a question for Jean, you can email it to us at today.msnbc.com. Jean, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Sure.
And we'll be back after these messages. And
This is a News 4 Today news break.
8:25 is the time, 74 degrees. We're looking at the end of the runway out there at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, and we have some clouds moving in this morning. We could be in for an afternoon of some more storms. We'll get the forecast from meteorologist Tom Kirine in just a bit. Good morning, I'm Joe Krebs on this Monday, the 13th day of May, 2002. In the News 4 Today, this commuting note for you. Mark's Camden line to and from Baltimore is now shut down this morning because of a CSX derailment near the Locust Point Freight Yard. The Penn line, though, is running. In the district, investigators now say that a fire this morning at the Metropolitan AME Church was arson. They say someone stuffed some papers between the church's double doors and set them on fire. A spokesperson says the damage is limited to the doors and the carpeting just inside the entrance. In Montgomery County, high winds knocked over a number of trees, several of which tore down power lines. There is still work going on this morning to try to restore power to everyone who was affected overnight. And Chopper 4 flew over some storm damage in Olney this morning. Last night's thunderstorms knocked a tree onto the Actors Residence building at the Olney Theater complex. Montgomery County authorities say that a dozen people were inside at the time, but no one was injured. We'll take a break right now, come back and look at our forecast and the traffic update. Stay with us.
1, 2, 3. Life shouldn't be complicated. That's why Chevy's making it as simple as 1, 2, 3. Get either 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 cash back on every new 2002 Chevy, or choose 1.9. 0.9% financing. So make it easy on yourself. Get to your local Chevy dealer.
Mama keeps white, white with a new glow. Mama's got the magic of Clorox bleach.
Clorox bleach gets these stains off whites because it doubles the stain removing power of your detergent.
Mama's got the magic of Clorox bleach.
Disney presents Aida. This is your one and only chance to see Elton John and Tim Rice's timeless love story. The Broadway hit, the Grammy winner, the Tony winner, Aida. Disney's newest Broadway musical for 6 weeks only, beginning July 9th at the Kennedy Center. Call today.
Cloudy and humid this morning. Temperatures are in the 70s. It's a mild start this Monday morning, and we have a few light showers showing up in Washington County, western Maryland, and in the highlands of West Virginia. Later on today, we could get some heavy rains that may cause some flooding in the district. Fairfax, Montgomery, Loudoun County, there's a flood watch out to points north and west as well. And between 2 and 8 p.m., some strong gusty winds are possible, along with some hail. We'll keep you informed, so stay tuned. Let's check on the traffic now. Jerry, how is it?
Hey, Tom, it's been a little rocky out there. Good morning, everyone. Let's see how we're doing on the drive south on 270. We're still loaded up from before Germantown all the way down with lanes open. A couple of problems along the way have been cleared. And 395 northbound through Landmark and Shirlington. Hey, we're starting to ease already. Back to you.
Thank you, Jerry. Coming up on News 4 at 10, good news for all you commuters who have to cross the 14th Street Bridge. And we'll have another local news update for you in just 25 minutes. Stay with us. Have a great day.
You want the very best for your best
proper nutrition, regular exercise. And when it comes to monthly heartworm, you can forget it. Now there's ProHeart 6. Just one dose from your veterinarian protects against heartworm disease for 6 months. Use with caution in sick, debilitated, or underweight animals. Side effects may include mild swelling or itching at the injection site. Forget monthly heartworm. Remember ProHeart 6.